Hey guys, welcome back to Tethan Props. Today I'm going to show you how I went about making Rey's blaster. So she gets this in The Force Awakens from Han Solo, but she keeps it with her for the whole trilogy of the movies. So pretty iconic blaster. It was about time I finally made this one. So I printed this out on my FDM printer. I could have used resin, but I thought my FDM printer is pretty accurate and this is quite a large thing, so it would have been a lot of resin to print in my resin printer, so FDM's much more efficient with materials, so it makes it a lot cheaper to print it out. Alright, the printer's finished. We've got all our bits here printed up quite nicely. The great thing about this massive printer is I can print all these pieces in one go, so I just set it up, let it go, come back a fair few hours later and all my pieces are done. So now I'm going to just start removing them. I'm going to use a chisel here, so this is a little bit dangerous, but you just got to be real careful to get underneath the prints and clip it up. So I've got some tape over the top of it, so that kind of helps protect the base a little bit, but I don't want to go scratching the base because that'll ruin it really quickly. But if I just get in the right spot, they just pop off. Alrighty, there we go. Let's take them over to the bench. Alrighty, here's all our pieces. They have turned out so nice. Just look at the details on the body here. Yeah, really happy with how those prints have turned out, but you can see on prints like this, I think I had the printing temperature a little bit too high. So there are these little strings and bubbles that have happened in the printing, easy to fix. But see all this extra stuff, we've got to start going through and taking all that off. So I'm gonna take off all the brims that are around it, the supports that are in there, and then we're good to go. Got all the parts here ready to go, supports all being removed, all the excess stuff removed as well, but just before I start gluing it together, I'm gonna go over it and just kind of sand it all, get rid of any sharp bits, and then also sand where the connections between the pieces are gonna be, because that helps with the glue. Time to start gluing this together. So I'm just going to use regular super glue. You only need a tiny bit for stuff like this, and yeah, a tiny bit goes a long way. So just going to start gluing it together. I'm just going to let that sit there for a bit and let the glue fully harden up, and then we're good to go. First thing I'm going to do now is lay down some filler primer. So filler primer is just a really thick paint which will help fill in all the really tiny print lines, and then sand it down a little bit, might give it another couple coats or so, just get it as smooth as I can, and then we can go from there. So I've put a couple layers of the filler primer down, sanded it back a little bit so it is ready for priming and painting. First layer that I'm going to put down is just a regular grey primer, then I'll put down a gloss black and then the silver on top of that. Let's see how it goes. I've got my gloss black down, it's looking really good. I've taped off my handle that I want to stay gloss black, so now it's time to go paint this with gloss silver and we'll see how it turns out. The silver has dried on this now, so I can actually remove the tape. Now it's time to start gluing all these screws in. It's going to be a simple process of gluing them in. Let's get to it.
Time to start working on the weathering. So all the bolts are in place, it's looking really good, but now let's make it look like it's been used a little bit. So I'm going to start off with black, get some black paint, always water it down because paint's pretty thick to start with. Works a lot better if you water it down. And just make sure you have lots of paper towel on hand. So what I'm going to do is just start putting it all over. So mainly just in where all the crevices are. And then I'm going to go back with the paper towel, wipe off all the excess, and we'll get a really nice effect. Time to start doing the highlights on it. So I use a silver paint marker, works really well. So what I do is I just get a little bit of the ink out, take my dry brush, just get a little bit of the paint on there, not too much, and then go and put it on like scratches. So I'm going to go across and do that over the whole thing. We'll see how it looks. Alrighty, so I have just realized that I forgot to paint these little squares here black, so I better do that now. What I'm going to do is just simply tape them off, and then I'm just going to spray paint them with the gloss black spray paint. So the same spray paint that I used as the undercoat for the silver and as well as the handles. So that'll be a nice, quick and easy job, but yeah, oops, forgot to do it the first time. Alright. So that's good to go paint now. Let's do it.
So there we have it, guys. That's Raised Blaster. That's how I made it. Really happy with how the final product's turned out. It's just the weathering's made it really look nice, realistic. Really happy with how that's turned out. So that's another one to add to the collection. Alright, thank you very much, guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Check out my other builds, my other Star Wars props, a few of my original designs I've done recent videos for, so check those out, subscribe to my channel, and hope you enjoy all the stuff I've been building. Alright, I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye.